Hello, I am Noah Zweiback and I'm here to present to you Keyball. Life has changed. With technological advancements, social medias, and changing consumer sentiments, the new generation is unlike any before. We have so much content available to us that attention spans have really gone down. And most industries have been able to make innovations to deal with this, but with the sport industry, there's a tough time balancing the past or tradition with the future innovation. And because of this, there's still a lot of flaws in the major sports. For example, in basketball, there's not much physicality allowed, and it has this ticky-tack foul system that really slows down the game, especially at the end of games. Football, of course, the big problem is injuries. A lot of parents don't want their kids to play football because you're putting your tendons, ligaments, bones at risk, and more importantly, we now know your brain is at risk, brain damage and CTE. And then finally, soccer, which is on the rise in America. The biggest drawback for that is the low scoring aspect. Many fans don't like to watch a 0-0 game. There's a lot of stalling and flopping and putting everyone on defense back when you're up 1-0, that type of thing. So what if we could take all the beautiful elements of these sports and really put them together? So this is like the UFC, what they did in the fight sport industry. They took boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, they put it together to create a superior product. So what if we could take the high-flying dunks and blocks in basketball, the crazy one-handed catches in football and the jukes, and then the great goals, the headers and volleys and scissor kicks and bicycle kicks in soccer? What if we could put them together? So Keyball is the safe alternative to football. It has a checking system. It is fast-paced, live ball, high-scoring sport, and finally it is the wager sport. So the ball in Keyball is essentially a soccer ball, and the goal is to get it through the key, which is a vertical post with a ring on top. Now, there's different ways to score. It's dynamic. You can throw or dunk the ball into the key for a point. You can kick or head the ball into the key for 5 points. And finally, there's the reception capability. When a ball goes through the key, if your teammate catches it in the key zone, that's a reception. It gives a bonus point. And then in contrast, if a defending player catches it, that's a key interception, taking away the score. Now, Keyball is very fast-paced, much faster than basketball and soccer, which are consequently much faster than football and baseball. This is really important. It makes it fun to watch, and it captures people's attention. It doesn't get boring. The positions, you have defenders, midfielders, attackers, and your specialty attacker, the striker. So with these different positions, you have different player types and body types that can excel, and it makes it more accessible to different types of athletes. The skill and talent, there's a lot of carryover from other sports. So if you're really agile, really fast and explosive, you have great hand coordination, you're going to be great at Keyball. So you don't have to play since you were 5 years old. If you're a great football player or basketball player, chances are you can transition and become a great Keyball player. The contact is a checking system, which is much safer than tackling. When the goal is to tackle a guy to the ground, it's just inevitable. People are going to land on each other wrong, tear ACLs, break legs, etc. The uniforms in Keyball are meant to be aesthetic and really show off the abilities of your players. You don't have a helmet and pads covering up your players' faces and bodies, and just a mouth guard. And then you have the football gloves, which are a great accessory, allow players to express themselves, fun for kids, and also gives your hands superhuman control for those one-handed catches we all love. Finally, the Keyball wager. Don't have enough time to get into it. Essentially, gambling, sports, putting that together in a theatrical component at the end of a game that no other sport has. This kind of a secret sauce X factor. Markets. These are 10 metropolitan areas over 1 million population that don't have any professional team. There's a huge potential for this sport to take off. Competitive advantage. I can pull levers left and right, change the game mechanics. Most sports cannot really make big changes or else they'll upset their fans. Also, of course, the first mover advantage. The business model is like any other sport, ticket sales, jersey sales, TV rights, selling the balls, keys, and gloves online to families as well as to schools. And the ultimate goal is to create a professional league, get Mark Cubans of the world to buy franchises, and that is what we're working towards. The IP is on the screen now, and again, I'm Noah Zweiback, the founder. Thank you for listening.